Well, hello, Bob Dendry here, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, The Long Game. So last week we did a whole lot of development around getting a goods chain set up for LA here. Now today, rather than putting new freight sort of chains into service, we're actually going to use our fuel chain that we've set up, and we're going to extend that to some more towns, and that's going to also allow us to possibly set up some passengers as well. So that's really cool. Before we go on, I just wanted to correct something that I noticed when I was editing the last video, and it's with this LA fuel line, where I said I wanted to double our capacity from 5 to 10 vehicles, but I added on 10 vehicles, and I really don't think that's, you know, enough, or that's like more than enough, I should say. So I'm actually just going to get rid of 5 of these vehicles, and I think that should be fine. It doesn't really affect our profitability too much. But it's certainly something that we just didn't need that many carriages running back and forth. I also noticed we're over capacity at our annex here a little bit, so I want to add on a cargo building to handle some of that additional capacity that we require. And that should cover that off absolutely fine. And now towards the meat of the episode, we've got Santa Rosa and we have Peoria that both need fuel, which obviously we're producing over here at LA. They need bread or food as well, which we don't have a production line for yet, but that is okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to set up some fuel chains for them, and also we'll hope to potentially get some passenger in, but we'll see. That will be sort of the second half of the episode if we get to that. First of all, let's have a look at Santa Rosa here. Where is the fuel required? Let's chuck on our freight or our cargo layer, and you can see it's pretty much right here in the middle of town, to be honest. Could be a little bit tricky, but I think we are okay. And if we have a look at the passenger, it's on sort of the LA side of the town. That might be something that we need to remedy with some public transport networks when we set up a station here. But yeah, fuel, I think we're looking pretty good, and we can probably whack a fuel station sort of around here also, and that will also cover our food requirements as well. So let's get started working on that. 240 should be fine to start with, I think. And we'll get, actually we'll start with one track. That should be fine. This does not cover any of our fuel requirements there at all. I want to do something a little bit different with this one. So we will actually be using a through station here, which will make sense, hopefully, soon. So, in fact, we might even put it up to a 320 meter long through station. That covers all of our fuel requirements. We will need to destroy a couple of buildings, which I was loath to do before, but we'll try and minimize it to, 2 or so. Too much slope there. I don't think there's that much slope, but whatever. Okay, perfect. So that works out there. And then we can punch this through. So we won't be joining up with our freight line. We'll actually be going straight back towards LA. And there is a reason for that. I mean, you know the reason actually is because we're going to be... Well, first of all, it's a far shorter route. And second of all, we will be using part of this for passenger as well. Probably not this bit, actually. This bit will probably just connect sort of straight in to our fuel station. Question is, actually, we can probably run a train from the fuel refinery all the way through. We probably don't need to connect up to this bit here, so we might do it that way. This is going to be a bit messy. We're going to be using sort of multiple triangles here, but I think it will work out in the end. I hope anyway. We're just going to put in a quick passing loop here as well. Alrighty, I think that's pretty good. And next we're going to run on through to Peoria. So we will just punch this line through here, and it will join up with our existing freight line past our steel mill. I did say I wanted to fix up this kink here, which is causing a big slowdown. So we might take the opportunity while we're doing this to remedy that. Alrighty, that is a little bit better. We will go ahead and duplicate the rest of this line as well. Where is our fuel on this one? I have a feeling it's going to be over here, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit mixed, but yeah, it's over here. That is going to be interesting, actually. But we can make that work. We might need to put it a little bit out of town and have a little shuttle service running in. Yeah, so as you can see, no coverage at all for our fuel requirements. So we will get a truck station right here. All right, now what we're going to do here, so I'm going to disrupt the main connection, which is going to make this town a little bit unhappy. But what I want to do is I would like to set up a passenger station here. So we'll go with 240 meters long. And why I'm setting this up now is that we need to sort of plan for how our freight train is going to go. So it's going to have to probably run via the passenger tracks through the station and then pop around the side there. And we're going to have to destroy a few buildings here to make this work, I think. I might see if I can get a little stub road in here and see if we can still fit a station in there. I think we can. It needs to be a little bit shorter though. In fact, we can probably just put the station building down and then make the connection afterwards, couldn't we? That's a little bit of a weird connection there, but it works, I think. And next we're going to have to slightly reroute these tracks here. We also need to put a new level crossing in as well, don't we? That will fix that. And we actually don't need these roads here at the moment anyway. The town may rebuild them, and that's okay if they do that. But yeah, that's going to lose some, what do you call it? Buildings, that's the one. But yeah, it's probably the best we can do. Going to make connections here and start to build a tunnel there. Pop you back a little bit. And let's see how we can go here. Make that a double slip. And then we will add this one here. Bit of an unusual connection, but I think it'll work. Next, we will finish duplicating this little section of track. See if we can do any better with this join we made. I think that's a little bit better. Next, I actually do want to add an additional track here. Now the reason, because we're going to be running passengers on this line as well, this is quite a grade, and we probably need some relief for our freight trains to use, so they are not slowing down our passenger trains. So we're going to sort of overbuild this a little bit. We're going to plan that capacity in advance, and as part of that, we will get a relief line in. As you can see, my signal spacing is a bit whack, but we're going to pretend it's okay for the moment. Alright, so it's time to get our train into service. Now, what I'm going to be doing with this, we are going to actually run the same train to Santa Rosa and Peoria, at least for the moment. That's going to allow us to, hopefully, fingers crossed here, reduce our expenses while still supplying everything those two towns need. So this is what I'm going to purchase for our new line. And we're going to be running some tank cars. I'm thinking we probably need about 40 for each town maximum. So 77 I think is probably okay. we're going to need to get a new line set up. Could not connect all stations, so we've missed a connection somewhere, I guess. Oh yeah, the important one. The actual connection to the station we've missed out on. That's okay. So I'm just going to continue a little bit of double track here. We might have to go a bit of a silly way of making this work. Now we've got too much curvature, but it appears to be okay there. Okay, cool. So double set. Cool. All right. Well, that is fixed. And now we need to actually get this working. So we're going to call this one it's going to be the LA SR Peoria fuel. It's fine. And I want to do some changes here. So obviously we want full load. And we want to unload. Bloody hell, can we do that? Okay, apparently we can't do what I wanted to do, but I think it'll still be okay. Let's just see. Alright, so we've got our first little shipments unloaded at Santa Rosa, and we've got 6 going on to Peoria, so we're not going to make any profit on this run, obviously, but if we pop over back to our fuel refinery, hopefully, yeah, we're nice. We've got 22 waiting there already, so we will obviously have some more coming in by the time our train gets back. So anyway, let's move on to getting our passenger line set up. So this is going to run from LA to Santa Rosa, to Peoria, and probably through to Albuquerque, but we'll see how it looks once we get that far. So we're going to start over here at LA. So LA is actually quite a bustling little city, isn't it? 244 residents already, and we have a nice sort of streetcar network already set up here. With that in mind, I think what we're going to do is we're going to put another row through here, and we're actually going to place our station probably where this line is currently going, and sort of shift that over a little bit. So let's get started with a passenger terminus station, 320 meters long. We're not going to use that, at least not for the moment, but it is a nice, don't know why you want to clip there or connect there, because that doesn't really make any sense. This is all very strange. Why do we have this snapping happening? Oh, actually, no, never mind. It's because you're connecting up here. Yeah, fair enough. That makes sense. Okay, much better. Alrighty, so we will make that connection there. And we can probably actually get rid of this road here, I think. Because we've already got one here. At least for the moment, anyway, we can get rid of it. Got a little side entrance going there. Very strange how it's worked out, but hey, it functions. I want to be able to clip in here, so we will use tracks, but we're not going to connect them all the way, because if we do, as we remember, it will connect a end piece there, so we'll stop them sort of here. Alright, this is the triangle we built before to run this, to run our oil train, so we're just going to basically sort of get rid of that, hook it in with our passenger line. This line here we're going to keep separate because this is going to be sort of like a depot line. We might make a connection to allow people to connect up to it if they want to. like for if there's any passenger trains that are needing servicing or anything like that. But as a whole, this one is going to more or less be separate. Oh, what's going on here? Everything's getting a bit separated and a bit weird. Oh, God. What do you reckon? I reckon they're a little bit close. Don't know if that would work all that well. Cool. Do I want this double track the whole way? I think we might cut it off, at least for the moment, because there's not really going to be that much running on this line. 2 trains, probably. But certainly, obviously, we're going to be double tracking this eventually, but I just don't think there's the need for it quite yet. We will need a few passing loops, though. Now, I was considering how we would get our passenger station down, whether we pull up here or something like that. We're actually just going to co-locate it with our freight station. The reason for that is we've probably taken enough of land from this from this town already, so we will, yeah, just use what we've already got, sort of co-locate them how we did in our last game. So we'll add another platform for freight here to give us some sort of future planning. And then we're basically just going to whack the passenger station right next door there. Good if we could have like a fence or something to signify that they're, you know, separate platforms, but it's okay that we can't. It's not the end of the world. Alright, there we go, and we just need to make some connections here. I'm thinking we might actually help out the town a little bit by doing a little bit gridding for them, because they might want to, you know, build some residential where we've set up this station for them. Why not? Unfortunately, we can't have passengers loading on the other side, I don't believe, anyway. Nah, it's fine. We can just have the one entrance over this side, and we'll set up a little carriage service to get our people around there. Alright, that's sorted out. Now we need to make the connections to the station there. I don't think we need a passing loop here. I think we're okay. And our connection through to Peoria is already complete, so we're all pretty much good to go. We can potentially continue on, I'm thinking Albuquerque, but it could be Laredo. Let's have a look. They're actually exactly the same size. So we will go to Albuquerque. It's probably going to be a little bit simpler to get over there. If we have a look at our passenger distribution, they're all on this side, so we might pop around the other side to make this one happen. And this should be a reasonably simple connection we can make here. Ooh, got some slow problems actually. Interesting. So rather than going up, we can potentially go down and tunnel. And then we can go up, hopefully the rest of the way, and connect up. Because we're still going down right now, which is not exactly what we want. Yeah, that works. That's a very long tunnel though, isn't it? Wonder if we can pull up a little bit earlier to save all that tunneling cost. And no more tunneling. Excellent. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty happy with that connection. And yeah, once again, we will be switching over to single track. Get rid of this failed connection. And probably get in 2 passing loops, though we will only be running the single train at the moment. Alrighty, let's get our carriage service set up for Santa Rosa, so we'll purchase 5 carriages. And set them to go on our line. And from there, I think it's time to set up our line and get our passengers flowing. So I think for this one, we're going to go the B&O 440. So this is a faster one, so that's going to be important for our passenger service. And we will get, I think these are just generic ones. We don't have any custom passenger cars this early in the game. But we'll get a few on there. Maybe 3. Apparently that's poor, which is surprising, but I suppose they are quite heavy, aren't they? Alright, well let's make it happen. And let's send it on its way. And I think that is going to be about all we have time for today. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you get a ding to your device the next time I post a video. Now you can find links to all my social media in the description, so please jump on there, like, follow, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff. But until next time, I'm Bob Dendry. This is Transport Fever 2, The Long Game. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.